Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We always like to go deep on a topic, and today we're really looking ahead to the future. Um, Specifically, the future of AI in 2025. We've got some really interesting predictions from leading Stanford experts.
Oh, yeah, it's a really fascinating look at where things are going.
Yeah, and it's not just, AI getting a little bit smarter. It's really a fundamental shift in how we think about AI and
Yeah.
how it might be integrated into our lives.
I think what's really compelling is this idea that we're moving away from this concept of like a single, all-powerful AI. Almost like that sci-fi trope of a single super intelligence.
Right, like the Skynet situation.
Exactly. And instead, we're seeing this movement towards specialized AI systems that work together, kind of like an Avengers style team.
Okay, I love that analogy. So instead of one AI to rule them all, we've got a whole squad of AI specialists, each with their own superpowers.
Exactly. Each with their own strengths and expertise, and they come together to tackle these complex challenges.
But how would that actually work in practice? Like, can you give us a concrete example? Sure. James Zhu, one of the Stanford experts we're looking at, talks about this really cool concept he calls the virtual lab. Imagine a team of AI scientists, each with their own specialization, an AI chemist, an AI biologist, even an AI physicist, all working
I'd
together.
want an AI physicist too.
Why not,
I
right?
mean, that's a whole other level of mind-blowing to think about.
It is, right.
Yeah.
So picture this team of AI scientists, and they're all guided by an AI professor.
Hold up an AI professor. Now I've heard everything.
I know, right? It's pretty wild to think about. And in Zoo's example, this AI dream team actually designed new nanobodies.
Yeah.
They're like tiny antibodies that were effective against, recent variants of a certain virus we're all too familiar with.
Oh, wow. So they're already putting this into practice.
Well, it's a hypothetical example, but it illustrates the potential here.
Mm.
These AI scientists in the virtual lab were able to leverage their diverse expertise and come up with solutions that might have taken human scientists years to discover.
So instead of, years of research, we could potentially accelerate scientific breakthroughs and maybe even find cures for diseases that we haven't even thought about yet.
That's exactly the kind of transformative potential that Zhu is talking about. And he even suggests that these AI teams, particularly when working with human guidance, could be more reliable and effective than a single AI model trying to do it all.
So more brains are better even when those brains are artificial. But if these AI teams are going to be the future of research and problem solving, what does that mean for us humans? Would we just be like managing these AI teams or would we be working alongside them?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. And it's something that another Stanford expert, Di Yang, delves into. It's not just about how good the AI is on its own. It's really about how well humans and AI can work together as a team.
So it's not just about AI doing its own thing off in a corner. It's about collaboration and, finding ways for humans and AI to complement each other's strengths.
Exactly. Yang actually argues that we need to rethink how we evaluate these potential human-AI partnerships. We can't just measure the AI's performance in isolation. We need new benchmarks that actually assess how well the entire team performs together.
Okay, so it's a whole new way of thinking about teamwork in the age of AI. I'm starting to see where this is going. We're not just talking about smarter AI, we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we work and solve problems. But what about those large language models, the LLMs? Where do they fit into all of this? Everyone's been talking about them lately.
Ah, yes, the LLMs. Russ Altman, another expert from Stanford, has a really interesting prediction about LLMs. He sees them evolving into something like general contractors in the AI world.
Okay, I'm intrigued to break that down for me. What does it mean for an LLM to be a general contractor?
So think about it like building a house. You've got an architect who creates the blueprint and oversees the project, right? Well, the LLM is like that architect. It has the big picture in mind. But instead of doing all the construction itself, it outsources specific tasks to specialized AI agents, kind of like subcontractors.
So the LLM is like delegating, assigning tasks to different AI specialists depending on their expertise.
Precisely. So you might have an AI agent that's really good at data analysis, another that excels at creative brainstorming and so on, and the LLM kind of orchestrates all of these different AI agents to work together seamlessly.
So it's not just AI teams collaborating, it's LLMs acting as like project managers, coordinating these specialized AI agents to tackle these really complex tasks.
That's the idea. Altman believes this approach could be applied to a wide range of problems, everything from running intricate simulations to making critical decisions in healthcare finance, even education.
Wow, my mind is officially blown. So we've got AI teams, AI project managers. This is getting really futuristic. But do all the experts agree that AI is going to revolutionize everything? Like, are we all going to have AI assistants by next year?
Well, not everyone is quite as gung-ho about AI, especially when it comes to its role in education. George Adamski, a Stanford expert who focuses on education and AI, actually predicts that we're going to see more skepticism about using AI in the classroom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Education is so crucial. It's natural for people to be cautious about letting AI play a major role.
Exactly. And Dembski really emphasizes the need for evidence. It's not enough to just say AI is good for education. We need to see concrete results. We need to know that AI is actually helping students learn better and teachers teach more effectively.
So the pressure is on for AI and education to prove its worth. It can't just be a flashy new tech toy. It needs to demonstrate real educational value.
Absolutely. And this actually connects to a prediction from Nigam Shah, an expert in healthcare and AI. He believes there's going to be immense pressure to prove the real-world benefits of generative AI. That's the type of AI that can create new content, especially in fields like healthcare, where the stakes are high.
So healthcare and education are two areas where AI really needs to show it's more than just hype. It needs to demonstrate tangible benefits.
Precisely. Shah emphasizes that we need to look beyond just efficiency and productivity. We need to ask, is AI genuinely improving patient outcomes? Is it making healthcare more accessible and equitable? These are the tough questions we need to be asking.
So no more hiding behind buzzwords. AI needs to show its receipts, so to speak.
Hmm.
But how does that apply to AI in our everyday lives? How do we measure its value beyond these specific fields like healthcare and education?
That's a great question. I think it's something everyone should be thinking about. How would you measure the value of AI in your own life? Is it about saving time, making better decisions, maybe even connecting with others in new ways?
That's a really thought-provoking question. And speaking of potential impacts, let's shift gears a bit and talk about another prediction that really caught my attention. It's one that delves into the potential risks of AI.
Oh, you're talking about the rise of AI agents, right?
Yeah.
James Landay, another Stanford expert, predicts that we're going to see more and more AI agents operating computers and performing tasks for us.
So like AI personal assistants taking over our digital lives, does that mean we'll finally be free from those endless email chains?
Well, that's one potential outcome. But Landay points out that there are also inherent risks with this. What if these AI agents make mistakes? What if they cause unintended damage? It's kind of a double-edged sword.
Okay, now I'm starting to get a little nervous. What if my AI agent accidentally deletes all my photos, or even worse, makes a risky investment without my knowledge?
Those are valid concerns. And that's why it's so important to consider Landay's other predictions. He suggests that the pace of improvement in large models might actually be slowing down.
Oh, really? So it's not like AI is suddenly going to become super intelligent overnight.
Right. It's not an AI winter, as some might say, but the progress might be more gradual than some people anticipate.
Okay, that's a bit reassuring. It gives us more time to think through the potential consequences and, figure out how to manage these powerful technologies responsibly. But if the progress is slowing down, does that mean we'll see less investment in AI?
Well, that's hard to say. But Landay's final prediction is particularly interesting from a policy perspective. He suggests that we might actually see a decrease in AI regulation in the United States under the new administration.
Wait, really? Less regulation of AI? I would have thought it would be the opposite.
That's what Landay predicts, but he also points out that we might see a patchwork of regulations. The EU, for example, is likely to take a much stricter approach, and individual states in the U.S. might implement their own rules.
So it could be a bit of a Wild West when it comes to AI regulations. That makes me wonder, would less regulation lead to faster innovation, or would it create more opportunities for misuse?
That's the million-dollar question. It's a really complex issue with no easy answers. But speaking of potential misuse, there's one more prediction we need to discuss, and it involves a particular concerning aspect of AI, deepfakes.
Okay, here's where things get a little creepy. Deepfakes are those videos where someone's face is superimposed on another person's body, right? Are we talking about those but with audio?
Exactly. Rihanna Pfefferkorn, a Stanford expert on AI policy, predicts that we'll see a rise in AI-powered scams using audio deepfakes. Imagine getting a call from someone who sounds exactly like your grandmother asking for money.
Oh, wow, that's terrifying. How would you even know if it's real or not?
That's the problem. These deepfake technologies are becoming incredibly sophisticated, and it's getting harder to distinguish between real and fake audio. Pfefferkorn is particularly concerned that a less regulated environment might make consumers more vulnerable to these scams.
So less regulation could actually make it easier for scammers to use AI to take advantage of people. That's a scary thought. What can we do to protect ourselves?
Well, Pfefferkorn believes that state attorneys general will need to play a more active role in protecting consumers from these AI-powered scams. She also emphasizes the responsibility of banks and tech companies to educate people about these scams, especially in multiple languages, to reach a wider audience.
So we need a multi-pronged approach here. Law enforcement, businesses, individuals all need to be aware of these risks and take steps to protect themselves.
Absolutely. It's about being vigilant, informed, and proactive in this rapidly evolving digital world. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and pretend this isn't happening.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. It seems like the future of AI is full of incredible possibilities, but also some serious challenges that we need to address head on.
You've hit the nail on the head. These Stanford experts are urging us to really engage thoughtfully with AI, acknowledging both its potential and its risks.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do here on the deep dive. We're not just scratching the surface. We're diving deep into these complex issues to help you understand the forces that are shaping our future. But we've covered a lot of ground in this first part.
We have.
Uh-huh.
From AI teams and general contractor LLMs to the potential for AI-powered scams, it's been a whirlwind tour of AI predictions.
It's a lot to take in, but don't worry, there's more to come. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll continue exploring these predictions and really delve deeper into their potential impacts on our lives. So stay tuned for more insights and thought-provoking discussions.
Before we move on from that last point about those scams, I think it's worth really emphasizing the importance of media literacy these days.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with these deepfakes, it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not.
Right. It's more important than ever to be critical of the information we come across online. Really double check anything that seems even a little bit suspicious.
Don't just believe everything you see and hear.
Exactly. We need to develop those critical thinking skills and be aware of the tactics that scammers might use. But, shifting gears a bit, I think it's worth circling back to this whole theme of collaboration between humans and AI that we touched on earlier.
Yeah, that was a really interesting point. It seems like the future of AI isn't just about machines becoming super intelligent and taking over. It's really more about humans and AI working together in new and innovative ways.
Precisely. A lot of these Stanford experts are really highlighting this shift towards more collaborative AI systems. It's not about creating one all-powerful AI, but rather building teams of AI agents with diverse expertise, kind of like, specialized units working together on a mission.
So instead of one super AI trying to do everything, we might have, AI specialists in different fields, each contributing their own unique skills to solve complex problems.
That's the idea. And this shift towards collaborative AI has some really intriguing implications for how we work, how we learn, how we interact with technology in general.
Yeah, I can see that. Imagine a world where you could have an AI team supporting you in your work. Maybe you've got an AI assistant helping you manage your schedule and communications, an AI researcher gathering relevant information for your projects, an AI analyst crunching numbers and generating reports.
Exactly. And think about the potential in education. You could have AI tutors providing personalized support to students, AI assistants helping teachers develop engaging lesson plans, AI researchers constantly updating educational content to reflect the latest discoveries.
It sounds like AI could really enhance human capabilities and help us achieve things we never thought possible. But as with any new technology, there are bound to be ethical considerations and potential downsides we need to address, right?
Oh, absolutely. You're right. It's not all sunshine and roses.
Mhm.
We need to think critically about the potential impact of these technologies and ensure that they're used responsibly and ethically.
For example, how do we ensure that AI doesn't exacerbate existing inequalities or create new ones? And how do we make sure that these powerful AI systems are used for the benefit of humanity rather than for harmful purposes?
Those are such excellent questions, and they really highlight the need for ongoing dialogue and careful consideration as we integrate AI into our lives. It's not just about the technological advancements themselves, but about how we use those advancements and what values we embed in them.
So it's not just about building smarter AI, it's about building a better future with AI, one where technology serves humanity and helps us create a more just and equitable world.
Precisely. And that's a responsibility we all share, researchers, policymakers, business leaders, and everyday citizens.
Yeah.
We need to be having these conversations, asking those tough questions, and working together to make sure that AI is used for good.
Okay, I'm totally on board with that. But let's zoom out for a moment and consider the bigger picture. We're talking about AI teams, AI assistants, even AI general contractors coordinating specialized agents. Where does that lead us? What's the ultimate vision for AI in society?
Well, that's a question that sparks a lot of debate and speculation. Some people envision a future where AI seamlessly integrates into our lives, augmenting our abilities and helping us solve complex problems. Others worry about the potential for AI to displace human jobs, erode privacy, or even become uncontrollable.
It's like we're standing at a crossroads with multiple paths ahead of us. One path leads to a utopia where AI solves our problems and elevates humanity. The other path leads to a dystopia where AI takes over and leaves humans behind.
That's a very vivid way to put it. And while those might be extreme scenarios, it's important to consider the full spectrum of possibilities. The future of AI isn't predetermined. It's something we're actively shaping through our choices, our actions, the values we prioritize.
So we have a role to play in shaping that future. It's not just something that's going to happen to us, it's something we're actively creating.
Absolutely. We have agency in this technological evolution.
Hmm.
And that's why it's so important to stay informed and engage in these conversations and really think critically about the implications of AI.
I completely agree knowledge is power, especially when it comes to emerging technologies like AI. And speaking of knowledge, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this second part of our deep dive.
We have. We've delved deeper into the potential benefits and risks of AI collaboration, explored the ethical considerations, and even pondered the ultimate vision for AI in society.
It's been a fascinating and thought-provoking discussion, but we're not done yet. In the final part of this deep dive, we'll wrap up our exploration of these AI predictions and leave you with some key takeaways and a final provocative question to ponder. So stay tuned for more insights from the world of AI. And we are back for the final part of our deep dive into these fascinating AI predictions for 2025. Really makes you think about what the world's going to look like in just a couple of years.
It really does. And I think one of the key takeaways that's emerged from all these Stanford expert predictions is this idea of increasing specialization in AI.
Yeah, it's not just about building one super AI that can do it all right.
No, not at all. It's about developing AI systems that excel in specific domains and then figuring out how to make them work together seamlessly.
Right, it's like building a team of experts, each with their own superpowers.
Exactly. And, this specialization trend raises a really interesting question. Could we actually see a gig economy for AI in the future?
Whoa, a gig economy for AI. What do you mean by that?
Well, imagine instead of going on Upwork to find, a graphic designer or a web developer, you go to some AI marketplace and you hire a specialized AI agent to do that task for you.
So I could just hire an AI to design a logo for me or write some code for my website?
That's the idea. As AI agents become more sophisticated and specialized, we might see this whole new economy emerge, where businesses and individuals can access on-demand AI services for all sorts of tasks.
That's kind of mind-blowing. But it also raises a lot of questions. How would we ensure fairness and transparency in this AI gig economy? Would there be quality control? And what happens to all the human freelancers? Do their skills become obsolete?
All really important questions. And it highlights those, really complex social and economic implications of this potential shift. It's something we need to be thinking about and discussing now as we're developing these AI technologies.
Absolutely. We can't just ignore the potential downsides, right? We need to make sure this technology is used ethically and responsibly. And, that theme came up a lot in these predictions, the need for critical evaluation and responsible development of AI.
Yeah, it's definitely a recurring theme. Many of these experts stressed that we can't just blindly embrace AI and assume it's going to be a magical solution to all our problems. We need to be thoughtful and intentional about how we develop and use these powerful tools.
Right. It's like we're holding this incredibly powerful technology in our hands, but we're still figuring out the best way to use it. There are so many ethical considerations and potential unintended consequences we need to be aware of.
Absolutely. It's not just up to the experts and policymakers to figure this out either. It's a conversation that everyone needs to be involved in. We all have a stake in shaping the future of AI.
So what can our listeners do to be more informed and engaged in this conversation? Any practical tips?
Well, first of all, stay curious. Keep learning about the advancements that are happening in AI and all the discussions that are happening around these technologies. There are so many great resources available, online podcasts, articles, online courses, you name it.
Yeah, there's no shortage of information out there. And don't just passively consume it, right? Engage with it critically. Question assumptions, think about the potential implications, And most importantly, share your thoughts with others.
Exactly. Have those conversations with your friends, your family, your colleagues. The more we talk about these issues, the better equipped we'll all be to navigate this, increasingly AI-powered world.
Well said. So I think the key takeaway from this deep dive is that the future of AI is not set in stone. It's something that we're actively shaping through our choices and actions. So let's all be informed, engaged, and intentional about the kind of future we want to create.
I couldn't agree more.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder. As these AI systems become increasingly specialized, could we actually see the emergence of AI celebrities, AI agents that become famous for their expertise in specific areas, just like human experts are today?
Wow, that's a really interesting question. Will we have, AI influencers on social media? AI authors topping bestseller lists? Who knows? Possibilities are truly endless, and I, for one, am excited to see where this all leads.
Me too. The future of AI is full of possibilities, both exciting and a little bit scary. But by staying informed and engaged, we can all help shape this technology for the better. So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI predictions for 2025. We'll be back soon with another thought-provoking topic, but until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep learning.